Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the music stream is finally over. My name is Dragon here for the ESL One Genting SEA Open Qualifiers. A couple of rounds through already, unfortunately, due to some issues. I haven't been able to actually get into lobbies or watch through Dota TV, but well, can't really change that now. We're here in the round of 16. Couple of more or less decent players still left here in the bracket, and there's definitely a few of them here, even though we don't quite see the right proper names here. On the Radiant, we've got TaskUS Titans. That's our what the hell?
10 seconds. Dire team ban.
I do have a cursor following me on top of my other cursor. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I might have to restart Dota or something in a moment to try and fix that. But anyway, TaskUS Titans here on the Radiant side versus a squad from the Philippines versus 496 Gaming, hailing from Taiwan, I believe. Vietnam. Vietnam. That's the right flag. All right. I know my geography, guys. Trust me. Sometimes. Round of 16, our first and last game for today. Tomorrow we'll have the round of 8, and that's actually where this bracket ends, because 4 teams will make it all the way to the close qualifiers. And there'll be a couple of best of 3s coming in tomorrow. But for today, we've got this game here for us right now. Puck and Ogre Magi picked up by TaskUS. And the Queen of Pain and the Earth Spirit for 496. Very aggressive already from both teams here. Ogre Magi perhaps a little bit more defensive. There's a very limited amount that you can actually do aggressively, but you can kind of be that nuisance in the early couple of minutes, just by standing there and being super tanky and just right-clicking, especially against a hero like Earthbird, who wants to try and put on some pressure on a hero like Puck if he ends up in the mid lane, especially try and help out the Queen of Pain, with which you also have a decent amount of kill potential. More so later on in the game, obviously. Once the Queen of Pain gets a couple of extra levels into the Scream of Pain, as well as the ultimate, any sort of setup from the Earth Spirit should lead into kills if you get that extra lockdown on the hero like a Puck, and that kind of stuff could help 496 to get them ahead, essentially, snowball them further and further into the game. TaskUS Titans, though, they have a very similar idea with a Puck, regardless of whether that ends up being a mid-lane hero or whether he wants to go into the off-lane. And with the Ogre Magi, it's a very solid, stable support pick that eventually kind of turns into this utility hero, right? You have the Ignite is good early on, but later it doesn't really fall too much into... it doesn't have too much weight. But you still have the Fire Blast, can do a decent amount of damage if you multicast, and you'll always be able to just cancel TPs with that. So that's going to be useful, but mostly that hero right now is about the Bloodlust, giving it to heroes like Puck even, who can do a decent amount of right-click damage. But you're also looking for some heavy physical damage dealer together with that particular hero to just secure the late game, essentially. And picking a Phoenix into that extra attack speed from the Bloodlust might not be the best idea. That's generally speaking, like attack speed is what you want to try and get rid of that supernova as fast as possible. So having the Bloodlust on your side is going to be a big boon already.
5 seconds remaining.
So I wonder if TaskUS Titans, though, if they want to go for some more counters to that. Troll Warlord would be in the pool, but for now it's the Tusk. Alright. So 5 position Ogre, by the looks of it. And the 4 position Tusk roaming around. I mean, I haven't seen it here around, even in SEA, for quite a while, so I'm not exactly sure where he's fitting in right now, but he's the classic 4 position here, right? Snowboarding on top of somebody, catching him, them inside with the shards. But in this game, like, you have the Queen of Pain, who you won't really be able to impress with that, because she's just gonna blink out. Phoenix has the Icarus dive to extricate himself out of that situation, so I'm not sure whether Tusk is the right pick here. You already see 2 heroes that you cannot really pressure. I mean, you can definitely match the Earthbird and kind of catch him in, and you can't really reliably roll out because the Tusk can just stand in front of you essentially and block it. But I don't know. Maybe just a matter of, hey, this is a comfort pick. We know how to run it. We can play around these mobility spells.
Faceless
Oh,
Void.
Faceless Void, there's another one. Time walk across the ice shards. Task is certainly not gonna have an easy time if he is at 4 position. But I don't know. There's some crazy things happening in 707 and other regions and with other heroes. So
10 seconds remaining.
maybe TaskUS Titans, they have something crazy in mind. Put that in perhaps an offlane
5
role.
seconds
Go for the one
remaining.
punch man, right? Just go for some extra minus armor or crit stick and just or crit stick Shadow Blade. Just walk around one shot people. I mean,
Dire
it's,
team ban.
it's one way to run it. Next assassin now as well. So yeah, the way this lineup would make the most sense to me right now would be if this was the next offline and the park mid, and then you're still looking for the carry.
10
It's kind of the
seconds
beauty of
remaining.
picking these kind of heroes. Sure, you know the Ogre Magi, you know what he's gonna do, but you
5
also
seconds
generally have an
remaining.
idea what the task should be doing, unless it's some sort of curveball. And they can also deal with the Knicks in the park, but they have enough flexibility in this kind of a lineup. We're not 100% sure
Team ban.
who's gonna end up in what lane, and that's gonna end up being important for 4 and 6. But they themselves, they've got some pretty good lanes already, right? You've got the Queen of Pain mid, flexibility as well. You can also still go into the off lane. Right now, that's in the hands of the Phoenix, but Phoenix can also be at the
10
5 position
seconds
support.
remaining.
Faces Void can also be offlane or
5
safe lane, so
seconds
they
remaining.
have a very similar flexibility. But more importantly, they all have heroes that have some ways of at least surviving the lane. Queen of Pain should be able to win a matchup, maybe not against the puck.
Radiant team pick.
So that's the one thing where maybe figure, alright, let's put the Queen of Pain off lane, pick up another mid hero. I mean, they do have the last pick coming into this draft, so they'll have all the information that they can possibly get with the last pick coming through now from the Radiant.
10 seconds remaining.
But
5
well,
seconds remaining.
once the game starts, I'll have to
Dire team pick.
restart Dota because this is really weird. Luna, alright. So that's your one position. Seriously though, like, I've never had that. Maybe I can just reconnect?
Dire
You guys
team
saw too, right? The cursor following my other cursor, that it still is there. Alright. I'll restart Dota. Let's see if that fixes it after the last pick coming in from 496. And again, they could still go back for a different material here. I gotta wonder what that would be, but instead they're gonna go for the
now
Clockwork.
select
So
your heroes.
it is at 5 position Phoenix Clockwork. That's a hero that can let's even deal with the Tusk, I wanna say. Different ways. You're fairly tanky, right? That's the way you do it. Rather than just having a way to get out of the ice shards, you can maybe even turn around, fight back with a battery assault. So the Tusk, as does end up being the 4 position here. It's again, it shouldn't really have the best of times. That's what it comes down to for me. Alright, the second cursor is gone, thank God. Yeah, I do like 496's draft a little bit better. I can't lie. But I don't know, we'll see. TaskUS Titans, they have a few good players here. All of them are tagged up properly here, but they do have a Bang, which I do recognize, and they also have Ryorer. I have a hard time pronouncing it. But there's some SEA power players here.
Prepare for
We'll see how it works out. 496, they've been playing in JDL Division 1, so that's where you might have heard of them before. JDL Jets is called, and again, our first and last game of the day here for the ESL One SEA, ESL One Genting SEA Open Qualifiers. There we are. Round of 16, the winner will only have one more best of 3 to play to punch their ticket to close qualifiers, and that best of 3 will happen tomorrow. But you gotta get through that first, so let's see where we end up as 496 here on the Dire side, securing the bottom half. Top lane, okay, got. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Task realizing, hey, I've got ice shards and they have counters. I won't be able to really make use of that. What is it for shared Tango? This mid laner give it back or something. Well, at least having fun. I guess that's what it comes down to. But yeah, 496 on the Dire side, they'll be able to secure these 2 bounce runes at the very least. Organ Magi not exactly here that you can initiate on and hope to kill, because he's super tanky early on. 8 armor. How does he have 8 armor? Must be like the one of the highest base armors in the game. The highest, I believe, is still Terrorblade with like what, 11? But regardless, classic trades for the most part, and looks like for now they're gonna leave the Faceless Void alone up top. Earth Spirit making his way there together with Magical, but right now they have a bit of a detour on mid. They're gonna go on the tasks. No Snowballers or anything to defend himself. It's gonna take quite a bit of right clicks here. Queen of Pain not walking up for the Shadow Strikes. 0-0 should be absolutely fine. So yeah, might just evolve into a classic 2v2 mid with them bottom Clockwork. It's actually a bit deep. Luna with the extra bit of damage she can give over to the Magi, but yeah. Gotta get close to him to punch him. That stands, all you can actually do is punch the cogs, which is some free CS. Extra money. Still hanging around mids even. Puck, pretty advantage here in the Queen of Pain matchups against the Queen of Pains these days. Should always be able to win it, just by dodging not just right click but also the Shadow Strike, and also holding on to the orb like that as a defensive utility. Even with the Earth Spirit here, Puck should be doing fine, but right now 0-0. Interrupting some pulls, trying to deal with the Phoenix. I mean, let's see if you can force out the Icarus style with some chance play like that. Maybe you can set up for something else. Or at the very least, you force Magical to be a little bit more defensive for quite a long time, because their cooldown is quite hefty at level 1, or at all levels anyway, for the Icarus dive. And Saber, Snowball coming through, and yeah, Magical, you be the first blood because of it. He did not heed my warning. Kind of locked in for a little bit. But yeah, Icarus dive on cooldown, you still land yourself in a bit of a compromising position, so gonna give up first blood. Bit unfortunate, but definitely kind of start that that they need here on this Radiant side. Again, if this lineup is gonna work, then you're gonna need some momentum. Okay, Snowball in again onto the Spirit, but no follow-up. Almost had enough mana for the Ice Shards, but not sure they would have done anything. Beautiful people on the Puck. I don't really want to go in and commit for too many kills at this point, especially not with without having that silence available. Very dangerous indeed. And so support rotation, fuse the orb aggressively, and then you can't get out. Yeah. It's relying on the laning advantage. He is taking a slight CS lead here, 13-7 to 11-3 at the quad. Okay. And that is with his creep have gone as well. And beautiful people having a couple of extra creeps to farm up. So if he can secure this CS, then he'll have quite a decent lead up against the co-op. Alright, so top lane next to Task now, it's also going to be an issue. Right now, they're kind of doing well in all of their lanes. Nixon obviously not quite having the same amount of CS as the Faceless Void, but you're getting your levels. That's the most important part on an offlane Nyx. It's not always easy to do in this day and age, but he's almost level 4, just continuing to contest his pulls. And okay, Open Qualifier actually gets run down by Clockwork down bottom. That's not really It's supposed to happen. Saber at the same time up against 3 heroes as K-God also makes rotate. Does have another stun to work with. Roll will actually miss all the way up to the high ground and okay. Only gets the 1 stun. Snowball from down low. Actually, Task trying to run interference, but now she gets himself up on the high ground. He's TPing out. No stun, no stones available there for us, but to cancel that was a bit odd. He was trying to help. But all around pretty well spaced out on the side of 496. Making sure that you don't all get hit by that impale.
Double damage.
But again, Nyx Assassin level is quite important. The sooner you hit level 6, the better. You can start putting on pressure on heroes like the Queen of Pain even. There's something that Task is doing right now. The science not coming up and the Queen of Pain actually turning things around onto the puck. He's trying to keep himself alive. Looks like he should be fine. It's a little, oh, is he? Let's have 1 stick charge. And oh my god. Oh my god. Was level 2 Shadow Strike, so it's only just enough, even with the extra stick charge. Damn. Very interesting kills happening all over the place. I was talking about the levels of the Nyx Assassin. They're equally important on the clock rate though. So if you look at fighting down at bottom, he's gonna get gone on right now, and he should actually die. Extra stick charges for 1 more Lucent Beam. All they need is the vision. Oh, okay, he's just TPing out. Never mind. Spoke too soon. Well played, finding himself a nice little nook to get the cogs out, so there was no way for them to actually get vision here. Extremely well played. So fighting, getting himself out of that situation and holding on to his level advantage. 4.5 now, well, slight advantage. Sabers, despite that death on him. Not too far away. Also keeps getting the cell from the Tusk. Trying to put on pressure on Face's Void and compare his CS to Luna's, and it is working. He's forced to tussle up against these heroes more than he's farming, and now, well, I'll try and get some revenge. Magical also showing himself. Being stunned up though, splitting the focus a little bit, but look at these ice shots. 0-0. Well, outplayed himself there. I guess that's the best way to put it. Blocked himself in that tiny little area, so giving up that extra kill. Region rune for Co-op in the bottle still. Beat the puck to it with the help of the blink, so it's always going to be useful, giving a few extra bottle charges over to his friends. What a helpful person. I don't even have to use the shrine now as a result. Alright, so 496 on a dire. They get themselves back into it. They have the kill lead, and what the hell?
Worked you over good.
It's also not really supposed to happen. I'm sorry, but top lane at the same time. Snowball up in a magical. Chronosphere though also catches the Phoenix. So no extra fire split damage right now. He throws it out after the fact on Saber. Should still end falling here, especially with a Time Walker Cross. K-God. Well, maybe not though. Maybe not. No. Magical not throwing out these extra spirits over. Well, very close calls here and very scrappy team fights and skirmishes up until this point. But yeah. At the end of the day, both offliners doing reasonably well for this day and age. It's not always a given. Sometimes offliners just get zoned completely, and it's bad news bears. But both the Clockwork as well as the Nyx Assassin closing in on their level 6s, and either there or level 7. That's where we're gonna start seeing them rotate. Similar timing perhaps of Queen of Pain and what the hell? Alright, they do run him down with the Eclipse this time. Oh, it was far enough back, sorry about that. But regardless, he got his level 6, so you can actually use that to TP to a different lane, maybe smoke up even. Be a bit unexpected somewhere else. And find that initiation. It's very interesting how similar these lineups are in that sense. That you have offlaners that want to start rotating as soon as they're level 6s, and the mid lanes are very similar as well. Level 6, level 7 on Park, start to see these this kind of rotations to the side lanes. And the same should be happening for the Queen of Pain sooner rather than later. With the own level 7 here. No point up in the Sonic Wave, but yeah, he puts it in now. Puck revealing himself though means, well, not a whole lot that you can actually accomplish there. K-Guard will be very safe here. Next level Time Walk. Don't quite have the lockdown just yet. Down bottom though, they do isolate Yoga Magi. No Eclipse or anything, so just a couple of right clicks in the Lucent Beam fighting, and the Earthspeed will be able to run it down, but now Snowball turns around, they nuke down the Clockwork, and well, that roll will be blocked, as mentioned in the draft before, but hey, it was a bait. Queen of Pain comes through with the extra nukes, they get the Luna in return, and that makes it worth it again, especially if they're also able to track down this Tusk. At 0-0, well, but there's not a Snowball, 15 stick charges. Not really all that easy if you don't have your big abilities. Now Saber, look at him, looking to intercept the Quap. Does have the Vendetta Strike, follow-up stun, but get the extra nukes on the pack, but you have it too. Silence, extra coil, we'll have to use it here, and well, Snowball across to secure the kill. Yes, they needed it. Ice shots also catching Nurse, but it's a lot of back and forth here. And overall, no team's really getting too far ahead. No one's taking any objectives over these skirmishes either, so well, barely 1k gold lead. Graphs definitely show it. Well, Radiant side looks like they're getting a little bit further ahead just because of the farm advantage. And Puck getting these kills. He's actually sitting at 4.6k to the 3.7 of the Queen of Pain, or 3.8 now. So this is a significant advantage at this point. Again, it's mostly on the back of these last hits.
What have we here?
Veil already done. Queen of Pain. That's always a question whether you actually go for it in the end, or whether you skip it in favor of something else, like a Yules. Wouldn't hate a Yules this game. Hook shot onto the creeps. The question mark. It's sometimes you have tunnel vision. You look at these heroes. You don't necessarily look at your hero and what's in between you and your hook target, right? You have to get this tunnel vision. You want to try and get that kill, but you miss it. Anyway, they're gonna farm this big stack, which is actually very significant. Saber coming through, try and make them pay for it, but good cards to isolate, to keep the Luna away, but they're still gonna find the lockdown on the Phoenix. Magical will be the counter, or will be the trade-off. But all the same, that's a lot of money that's not going towards the Luna. So they might be able to bring down this town now. Don't think they actually saw the hookshot being used. But Clockwork, if you see him anyway, you also see the Earthspeed trying to hide in the trees, but Clockwork dragging the creeps all the way to the back. Which means that they caught a glimpse of him. But they didn't see the Queen of Pain just yet, I'm pretty sure. She's sitting in the side, Eclipse being used, Silence to follow, Clockwork coming through, and there's the extra nukes. Pushback as well, the Chronosphere to follow here on top of the Phoenix Sun. Gonna get the secondary kill. It's a big combo I haven't really talked about just yet, but it does make a lot of sense. Chronosphere to protect the egg, all the extra attack speed. From Mask of Madness that the Luna is building into, or just the Bloodlust, the BDZs maxing out. Doesn't really matter if you're Chronosphere doing all of that. Again, 496. These kind of aspects of the draft starting to work in their favor. So far they've yet to take the gold lead though. But they're catching Queen of Pain back up. It's still mostly on this Puck, who's now turning this around. Coil being snapped on both these heroes. BDZ with the extra stun. They will lose Magical again. There's only a 5 position, but more goals towards this Puck. It's like, it's a double-edged sword. You want a hero like a Puck to be super strong, and he's gonna have very early Blink Dagger at this rate. On top of the Veil. Gonna look for another kill here with Sabe actually scouting out the Queen of Pain. Vendetta strike into a stun, no one to follow it, and just straight up person down. Not even a chance to blink here, so they use what little lockdown they have to its fullest potential. Doesn't have to commit too much on the Puck here. He's still available to go on to fighting. He's cogging himself in with the Yoga Magi. The stun will actually miss Saber a little bit too far away. And fighting now proves to be quite tanky, but tanky enough? Question mark. The answer is no, the extra couple of right clicks will be enough to put him over the edge. K-God coming through, but no Chronosphere means no threat potential really. Just cut him around. They actually want to fight him here, maybe a bit too much. Oh, Magnetize comes through after the triple stun. They bring down one, looking for more. Couple extra right clicks with a time lock on the beautiful people. Puck actually a lot of trouble here. Does have another face shield, but it's still taken out to the Magnetize here. And TaskUS next one here. The stun will connect. Queen of Pain with a double kill, just like that. And I believe this is what the kids say, jebaited or something? I don't know. Yeah. Okay, just gonna accept this and move on. Just going for an extra kill on the Faceless Void. Like, he wasn't that much of a threat, but at the same time, oh, sorry, bit of a leg spike. Wasn't much of a threat himself. At the same time, he's also tanky enough that you're never really going to kill him very quickly. Then rest of 496 continue. They still want to fight here. There it is, the Phoenix Sun. They also have another Chronosphere available. But Queen of Pain already bursted down to begin with. The hook shot will be off the mark as they dodge it out. Go back to the low ground. BZ. Still be caught. Oh, will he decoy? Call coming through there from beautiful people. Trying to help his friend out, but it's not really enough. They just waited out Saber. With the extra stun, they burst down one. Spike Carapace actually on the K-God, setting them up for the task control. But there's the Chronosphere Magical. With the Sunray, also decent amount of extra damage. Gets knocked out of it. Haha, coming through here. But the Blade Mail! Oh no, fighting! Clockwork! Turning this around with a really early Blade Mail. Luna was not expecting that at all. Haha, that's that's the name right now that he's using. Well, Clockwork is probably doing the same thing. Yeah, as he popped that item. It's very satisfying, especially against Luna. I've done it before myself, so I know. But not quite on the mark with oak shots, but still having quite the impact. 5, 3, and 4 on this Clockwork, exactly what you want to have. And trying to be a bit more of a nuisance, actually catch this beautiful people. Follow-up stun on silence here and coming in from the Earth Spit. And nothing magnetized though. Starting to do quite a bit. Dogshot again blocked by his teammate this time, but might still be able to bring down 0-0, but with all the extra damage coming through, especially with an Illucent Beam. We bring that down. That's the own sentry here, so Magical does not see the next assassin coming. They burst him down with the extra blink in from the puck, and well, no Chronosphere, no Supernova. It's kind of the downside of this kind of draft. If you don't have the ultimates, you're much less able to fight, and then this just happens. They do have the Sonic Wave though, and that'll be enough to help push Sable over the edge. At what cost though? Earthspread, well, still alive, BDZ. Left to the two zone devices, the rest of his team walking away. Now all they need is a couple of right clicks and they'll find that. The Snowball though, and beautiful people, he still just drops in and out of these fights. That'll blink another couple of right clicks, might be enough to bring down another one, but K-God undoing a lot of that damage with a Time Walk will not be the target that they're looking for.
Time is money.
Yeah, Puck almost playing it like a slug. Coming in and out of these fights. Sniping people left, right, and center. He's 7-2-3, 8k net worth. Saber also using the Vendetta every single time it's off cooldown. Top lane at the same time, fighting. He's just continuing. There's nothing that Ha can do about it at this point. And that's why you wonder, hey, like Mask Commander's short, super useful, very ubiquitous here. Okay. Goodbye, Faceless Void. They're tanky, but not that tanky. But yeah, Mask Commander seems to be the go-to item for every single carry these days. And then the Yasha, alright, want a Manta style. But you're up against the Clockwork, who's done quite well and get in the lane. Already killed you a couple of times. You kinda need to go for the Hurricane Pike build, don't you? You need to be able to get yourself out of these kind of situations. But now, Carl signs on the Queen of Pain, so getting these kind of kills certainly helps, but a couple of heals coming through, and Earthsplit running interference, turning the surrounds on the puck, or at least they're trying to. Silences one off, the Snowball across, Supernova. Forced out defensively here almost, and as TaskUS is fighting solo up against the Quap, and you're gonna get the kill, maybe not though, with a punch back. Bit of extra heals from the Sunray, they will be able to keep the Queen of Pain alive. Now 0-0 is in a little bit of trouble with the cogs, as well as the ice shots blocking his path. Now Snowball to delay things over to the creep wave, so he might yet make it out of this. Try and again for fancy eye shot play. It failed, but he's still getting out somehow, so... Outplayed, maybe, maybe not. Ah, Rocket. Only level 4, not enough. That was actually interesting. A little bit of heals from the other shadows, maybe. Barely survived that at any rate. Damn, these fights are very odd. That's a miracle he survives there in the first place. Like that, he started by just snowballing across into 3-4 people up on this side. He almost got the kill on Queen of Pain. Speaking of Queen of Pain, he is helping out. His face is void. Chronosphere used just for Saber, so it's a bit of a nuisance. Not the puck though. Stun will actually connect in the end here. They need some follow up though. Oh wow, that actually connects. Well played, I guess. Blink was in cooldown. Yield Scepter was also used. Yeah, Queen of Pain just timing that well. Just a little bit before the phase shift times out, but so the Sonic Wave was right on top of him. Meanwhile, the Eclipse, so this time a little bit of blatant damage. Haha, dropping super low. K-God trying to get close enough. Does some Shadow Blade to try and close the distance, but it's the Sunray that actually snipes him off. Big old laser beam, and now the rest of 496 can just finish up whatever other heroes they find in front lines. Who needs a Chronosphere? Who needs a chase if you have a fiery beam of death? Saber, there's sentry down already, yeah. He realizes it, the creep's aggroing on him. He knows that he cannot get close. And despite all these kills, it was full 5-man team up actually. To the side of 496. But it only just put them ahead in terms of gold. So the farming efficiency up until this point was still very much in favor of the Radiant side. We'll see whether they can keep this up. Again, a lot of it is on the park, but Luna's also no slouch. And he's getting closer to the What's It Manta style. Ultimate Orb almost ready, but I'm not even sure if that helps him right now. It's not really good. It's not helping you up against the Blade Mail, so if you aren't able to just utilize your clips properly, you're still gonna take a lot of damage from that. Also doesn't help you if you get caught inside the cogs. I mean, Ogre Magi is not gonna get a false off anytime soon. Nyx Assassin not building one, has the Blink Deck queued up after that Midas. And Task Snowball save, that's the only thing that can keep the Luna safe. That and good positioning to begin with, I guess. But I don't know. Fighting. He was scouted out here. He's kind of alone. Magical, don't think he'll be able to really help him out if they do track him down. They do see Saber though. Level 2 Vendetta lasting for quite a while. Not the stage what down. No team really committing. Titans. I don't know whether there's more heroes smoked up behind them, but right now they see Queen of Pain up top. TP in from fighting. Might be looking for the puck here, and we'll see him. Push back. Nice. There's no way you kill that hero. Even if you land the hook shot. Couple of TPs though, Saber with not Vendetta. Fighting right now is being very greedy, just farming up this creep wave. Couple of heroes making his way towards that area. Saber leading the charge in Viz. Oh, there's a sentry though. Catches him inside, pushes back, beautiful people. So buying some time and double cogsburn actually. Keep in from Earthbird, they do get the kill. Can they get out though is the question, and the answer should be yes. Earthbird not really feeling comfortable committing there, so it's a good kill. That right back in lead in terms of money. Manastyle completed now, so at this point you have to go for Hurricane Pike in my opinion. Just way too useful this game. Either that or BKB. We'll see now. Faces Void, he's going for the BKB, who realizes it. Definitely necessary against all the park burst damage, the Eclipse, just Lucid Beam spam. Okay, Phoenix. Keeps getting caught out. bit of an issue. Puck's playing very well, just looking down that silence, and Saber as well, right? I'm not wasting any time. Keep using Vendetta to scout, to get kills. And at this point they're very quick with the kind of burst damage that they have on their team. Between these two heroes alone, so you can easily go for kills on the Phoenix, Earthbird, even Queen of Pain. You catch her out.
Dire's middle tower
Doesn't have any defensive utility just yet either. I mean, did go back for the Orchid rather than the Veil, so it's useful up against heroes like Puck,
Radiant's
but
top
of course
tower is
he
under
already has the Yule
Dire's
Scepter
middle
to counter
tower
it out.
is under attack.
But BKB is a choice for the co-op as well, and it'll be coming up
Radiant's
fairly
top
soon,
tower is
especially if
under
you
attack.
get this tower last hit.
Radiant structures
The
are
team is just
fortified.
going for the classic trades.
Dire's bottom
There's
tower
DD
is under
rune in
attack.
front of the Roche pit. Clockwork scouting
Radiant's
out to
top
see
tower
whether
has fallen.
they were going for it or not.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Could be a possibility here for 4 and 6 to even sneak it themselves.
Radiant's top tower
At the same
is
time, they
under
also
attack.
probably want to defend their bottom tower.
Dire's
K-Guard,
bottom
walk in. There's no
tower
sentry
is
down or
under
anything.
attack.
This is a very real possibility of him finding a good Chronosphere just to back up their Shadowblade. It's expiring now though. There's an Observer Sentry combo up on the high ground that I have no idea. They have no idea about.
Do it with flair.
So, Team Titanus shouldn't really be called out here. Let's just say that one. There we go. Miles was acting up for a second. Here an Orchid in mid, onto the package. Oh, Yule Scepter coming in now. A lot of damage being done already though. The silence follow up there from Earthbird. Not quite landing though. Couple right clicks forced to go into the trees. Yeah. That's commitment. Not gonna lie, that's commitment. Short blink here further into the trees. Getting the TP out, so damn. Didn't phase shift there, he was dead for sure, but he did, so ultimately that's a waste of an ultimate. Magical, is he being solo kill? Nah. Need a little bit more, but you have it, but maybe you don't. K-Guard with Chronosphere on 3 heroes. Follow up is there, bit of a silence from Earthbird, follow up with the stun, they bring down one, the Supernova comes through. Help secure the NX kill. Snowball away towards a creep wave, but yeah, it's a time lock, a couple of right clicks, nothing else for the task to do here. But die, and so quickly, 1 kill can turn into 3 losses of your own. K-Guard, right place, right time, finds a really good chrono. And at this point he does have the damage. I mean, even just with the Mask of Madness, you max out the time lock. You're level 20. You went for a time lock cast rate rather than attack speed, so all the time lock damage, which is a bit interesting. I guess against this magical burst that they've had until this point, you really want that extra tankiness top lane. Puck should be fine, right? I mean, it's Puck. Beautiful people actually sticking around a little bit more, orbing across to the other side. Yeah. He's forced to make these plays, but he's making them regardless, so he'll be fine. Tipping out again, but yeah, his power spike is kind of ended at this point. Building Dagon now, just to have some extra bursts. Thing is, if you're going all in on this magic damage, you're gonna run into issues. The BKBs are online now. Both of them still at 10 seconds, I believe, here for Co-op, as well as the Faces Void. And, well, this defensive utility on these other features as well. The Blight Mail and Clockwork makes them not really want to go on him and burst him down. The Glimmer Cape on Earthspirit. Phoenix is the only one here. Magical has to be very careful here, especially since he's holding the gem. So he basically needs to stay in the back lines. Icarus dive in and then Supernova. Together with the Chronosphere that they've been doing before. Oh, speaking of Chronosphere, there it is. They find the Puck. Look at this damage though. Holy hell. It's mostly done by K-God. Sunray was there, but 255 to 1,302 points of damage done by the Void. So it is quite significant. Again, the limiting factor is that they still kind of need to rely on the Chronosphere in especially when they want to go for 5-on-5 engagements. So that being on cooldown now means that there's potentially a timing window. It's a rather short one, only like 30 seconds. Even less so because Puck still needs to make his way out.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But 30 seconds when Puck respawns and Chronosphere is still on, still on cooldown. But the rest of the team trying to make use of that, so even without the Puck, hookshot comes through, but someone can connect onto 0-0, followed by the silencer, just burst it down. No problems whatsoever. BDC just offer himself up as sacrifice at this point,
Dire's top
making sure the Luna stays safe. And this cannot be the plan. Keep losing heroes left, right, and center, and it's only a matter of time until you also lose more objectives. Be it a towers or be it Roshan, I wouldn't be too surprised. So, yeah, exactly. Going into the pit right now. Cloak can come through. Battery still is quite useful. The timeout as well. Meanwhile, bit of a fight on the other side. Queen of Pain does 17 health points. BKB still holding on to it. Just in case you need it. Gonna bring down Roche uncontested, and this bottom tier 2 has fallen earlier here to the push from Haha, so doesn't even get that trade. So all get is some extra farm. He did opt for the butterfly. So theoretically that should make it a little bit harder for Fifth Void to kill him, but he's already itemizing against that. It's only a couple hundred gold away from that MKB. That's an item that's actually super useful on the Face of Void now, ever since the change, because attack speed is always nice. Because more attacks means more chances to not just proc the extra damage that you get from the MKB 75% of the time, but also proc in the time knock 25% of the time on top of that. So doesn't mind that change at all. Still gets plenty of damage out of that item, and yeah, so that butterfly counted out.
A prize.
It's a bit of an issue. I mean, a lot of this net worth on the Luna is not really all that valuable. Which means, even though it's only like a 1k lead, BKB actually used hookshot to follow, and alright. I just want to say that's worth it here. BKB for snowball and death on the task. Bit of a sacrificial lamb at this point. But even though it's only like a 2k lead now for 496 productions here on the Dire side, it feels like it's more, because this net worth is not really all that effective in actually being able to secure them in the game at this point. Talking about a butterfly, but even the Dagon, and it's a very all guns facing forward kind of thing. I mean, Puck still has this basic utility, right? You do have to blink, you do have to use fantastic countersphere. Right clicks, right clicks, right clicks. BKB to make sure. He actually still gets missed through, and it's only K-God here. The rest of his team not there to help him out. It's kind of the nerve from the MKB coming in. It was like 1 or 2 misses in there. If he didn't have that, would have been a dead Luna, but now the rest of his team finally catching up there. At least get BDZ. Not the one that they wanted, and now Chronos using cooldown again, so it's a bit of an extra chance for Titanus. Saber though. No Orchid. I was still cooldown. They went for it. Get it off now. They need more detection though. They push him back into it. Sentry Ward and High Ground just expiring, but they do get the kill regardless. At the same time, what the hell? Down bottom lane. Beautiful people together with the Tusk. Take a skirmish themselves. They burst down the Faceless Void. That is very significant here. A lot of money here for the Puck. Yeah. How much is that? 1663, even more for the Tusk, and they're hunting for more kills. Puck trying to make use of the Dagon. He's maxing it out right now. Might find magical as well. Silenced, zapped down. And Pain? Oh, it's the Aegis down. Still Eclipse available, so I want to try and bring it down, and they do. BKB comes through, now the hookshot. Still gets the blink off, and with the blade mail, well. So I say, yeah, you need a BKB. You need to force stuff, anything against his clockwork, but fighting. Once again, proving to be quite a nuisance towards him. And he'll give us life for this. Beautiful people. He's doing his best to carry his team. Flying on the wings of Dagon, I guess.
Most welcome. Silence.
So, yeah, they've got quite a few important kills. Getting Clockwork was also nice. They missed out on Quab actual kill, but at the very least you do take the Aegis away. That's something. Did lose Luna though. Okay, the Hex up onto the Puck here. That was the Hex reveal, I believe. You have done Queen of Pain, but Earthbird still dropping very well low. And Puck is still very much alive inside the face shield. Links to the side. Orb cross here. That it will be dodged too. Projectile there from Scream of Pain. His heart must be racing right now. It's not the first time he's made this kind of an escape. But, well, again, Puck putting his team on his back right now. Buying more time for Luna to continue farming. And I mean, it's not like Luna's behind even in terms of net worth. But again, like, Butterfly, not as valuable as it was before the MKB King came out on the Void. Thing is, right, the last time he was caught inside the Chronosphere, solo, that was Void only solo hitting him. If he has even one teammate, even if it's like if it's anyone, if it's just a Rocket Flare or follow-up hookshot or anything, and Luna dies there, you need to still buy more tankiness or BKB, and looks like Hahaha is going for the tankiness route, has the Skadi queued up. No smoke up, trying to perhaps bait out the Puck a little bit. Oh, Saber also scouting out. There is a sentry ward here though, and they still get the punch up on the face Void, and this could be a big kill if they can find a follow-up stuns, but heals from the Sunray is too big, and now Chronosphere on 3 heroes. One of them is his own though. They will bring down both of their targets. Luna already brought down on sides, and well, it's not boding well. Luna got killed before the Chronosphere even, but looks like. Was it again the Blade Mail? Must have been, because fighting got the kill. Must have been the Blade Mail again, right? Didn't quite see that. Saw K-God here barely surviving. Also, well played Magical, just throwing out that Sun Ray. It's not insignificant heals. It's.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
What's that? I don't know, that's a Sun Ray.
Fortified.
Base heal per second, and then the percentage base as well, right?
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
It's quite a bit, and now this kind of a momentum at this point with the dive time is being so long. You're gonna lose buildings, you're gonna lose your stuff, especially if there's the catapult wave.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So Midrax brought down, top tier 2 also brought down, so they'll be able to get much more than one.
Tower has fallen.
That's no double stun action from Saber, but turn around from Earthbird, hookshot follows, they will brought down instantly. A little bit too bold, Gem of True Sight on the ground, so it's going to be an extra one. Magical already holding on to one. Yeah, Earthbird picked up the other. They're probably not going to commit for the third set, not even committing for the ranged, because they realize, alright, Puck haven't bought back. Just waiting it out, so he's gonna have 2 lives in this kind of a fight if he will stick around. So it's an easy way to throw, so then don't go for it. Get 1.5 sets of racks. Huge amounts of momentum here. That gold graph, yeah, it just tells the story of this game. Very even, slight advantages here and there as they keep winning these fights on the side of 496. So started to tilt further and further, and then there's this big team fight, this big loss, where you just have to give up a couple of, quite a couple of buildings.
Dire are scanning.
Well, at this point, I mean, you have all your ultimates back up. You could wait for the next Roche, but I don't really think you have to. At the same time, it's about to maybe respawn the hookshot off the mark. Secure the bounty and dust it up. He'll be bursted down. Surely here. There it is. Jump through on the ground. But at what cost? The Puck hexed up, bursted down. No buyback. He bought something. 100 seconds on the sidelines on this hero. And it's a bit of an issue. 20k, 2k of your net worth just missing. Again, the hookshot just blocked by his teammate. So trying to find that extra hero. It's only a task. It's not the end of the world that you're missing out on that kill. It's like the extra credit, you know. You've passed the test, you've done your basic amount of work, you got the Puck. you got that extra kill. It's like the extra question in the exam.
Invisibility.
It's not all that necessary.
Radiant's bottom shrine
Unless you're
is under
behind
attack.
and you
Dire's
really,
middle
really
tower
need it to
is under
pass.
attack.
I think that analogy kind of works. But yeah.
Radiant's
Anyway,
bottom shrine has fallen. Middle tower has fallen.
4 and 6 production on the dire side. They'll do lose the tier 2 as is doing the split pushing thing in mid.
Dire's
But
middle
I
tower
don't think they
is under attack.
okay. I mean, buyback has ticked back in for the puck. And they weren't quite sure about like they assumed that he had it. They also really wanted to have the short shine. Aegis and cheese. They knew it was about to come back up. So they didn't really push the envelope down the bottom lane. Instead, they're just making sure they don't lose any more in these other lanes. Securing Roshan. So this is very safe, very standard lane. Now with Aegis in hand on the face as well. Cheese on Queen of Pain. I'll just be able to wait another 40 seconds here, make sure that all the lanes are pushed out again. Then you have the Sonic Wave here. Just walk up high ground on bottom. Look for Chronosphere, and if you land either the Puck or the Queen or the Luna in that, should be able to win a game. It's with the buyback status here. Both of them have it. So might have to kill them twice, which could be a little bit more tricky. Unless fighting just gets a solo pick up again with Oakshot. And just the blade mail more than anything else. He does have the Agnum Scepter, so he can also start fishing a little bit if he wants to. DKB on Luna though, so okay, Hexed up, silence at the same time, and they're still controlling up K-God. There's the first option, and Supernova in the side, but no Chronosphere just yet. Holding on to it as the BKB was forced out on the Luna. Extra nukes here, they will trigger the Aegis, alright. Tier 3 has already fallen, blink away, as the stuns, the stones run through, and there it is. Chronosphere on 2. They focus on a task, and they also have enough damage for the Luna here, with Queen of Pain taking that over. They're splitting their focus, but definitely able to do so. Magic, the first one to fall with the Dagons out. Beautiful people trying to create as much chaos as they can, but there's another Hex on the Luna. Couple right clicks, follow-up stuns. Where the hell is K-God at? In the back, you're being turned around. And they need to focus on the Luna, but the rest of the team is just too strong anyway. It's a Queen of Pain. I mean, Soulcare has Hex, Orchid, you even right-clicking you quite heavily yourself. And all the control that they have to offer without the BKB available. There's nothing that you can do as Luna, and nothing you can do as a Puck if you get brought down with Zax time and time again. Saber, last man standing. Well, actually, can just blink out after his own ult. That's useful, but they will lose the game right here. They don't have a Luna. They can't buy back the Puck. If they really wanted to, they would have done already. Well, there it is. They okay. They're waiting for that. Over extension there from the Queen of Pain, going a bit too ham. K-God. Done BKB chart. Start right clicking a little bit. Enough time locks. Sunray to help out. BDZ. Will he be able to make it back to the fountain? Or is the Ray of Death gonna find him? Well, not this time. Magic even have some BKB? Okay. I haven't even noticed that. It's had that for a while apparently. But overall, 496 Productions. Vietnamese team here coming out ahead up against the Filipino squad. Well, it's another Supernova. That's how long this fight lasted. They're starting to lose some of their heroes, but up against Mega Creeps, they can kind of hold. Sort of, yeah, you have the Luna, but none of the other heroes can really deal with that. I just want to have some fun. They want to get some extra kills. I think that's what it comes down to, right? This is why they're chasing for that, rather than immediately going for these catapults.
Radiant's Ancient is under attack.
Okay. They're holding on. They're playing it out to the bitter end. Making them work for it, as they say. But again, even with the Luna, unless you death push right now, this could be the one thing, right? Magical died rather late, so he's not going to be back for another 75 seconds. We'll have a Void with Chrono, you will have Queen of Pain. Both of whom also have buyback. No one else though. They're actually all bought back as well on the dire side, the rest of the heroes, so it's one of these things where you can maybe just throw some of these games. Buyback, you go aggro, you think it's over, but then you don't actually finish it. then you can't buy back when they go for your high grounds. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see them get this tier 3 and then just go straight for the tier 4s. That's what you have to do at this point, right? I mean, yeah, they pinged it out now. There's gonna be a Chronosphere. There's gonna be the Queen of Pain, and Rosebud also respawning in due time. So it's something that they kind of need to do, but they can't afford to. Oh no! Oh, that's Fierce Batman. That is a Fierce Batman right there. Say the single side BKB used. Yes. Keeping out will be successful. Only just, but successful nonetheless. But yeah, you turn around. That last right click was not there, so Rex survives. Luna goes back, wants to finish the job. Gets body blocked by creeps. But yeah, sticking around there for a couple more seconds was not what was possible. I mean, might have been hexed up anyway. But yeah, I'll just seal the deal. Hex and Chronosphere. No Luna for another 45 seconds. Everyone is available. Another Chronosphere in 15. Yeah, Faceless Void did go for the axe, just realizing how crucial or how easy that spell makes these team fights. Do have the damage to back it up. So if you want, you could just Chronosphere the Ancient. Oh, the Fountain. Alright, that works. Still being hit, but, well, looking for the puck. They bring it down. No time walk though, he signs himself, he's still alive regardless. And finally, the GG is called 496 production. Making it through to the finals, essentially, here. The round of 8 is the finals of this particular qualifier, because 4 teams make it through to the close qualifiers here in the SEA region and all of the other regions as well for the ESL One Genting qualifiers. Alright, that's the one and only game for today, at least for this particular region. Again, there were a few issues with the lobbies and whatnot, and the tickets and that we still don't have, I believe. But hopefully that gets fixed soon. Tomorrow we'll have 2 best of 3s for the SAA region. I'll be back here in due time. You can follow me on Twitter at DragonDropDota to find out when exactly that is. And in the meantime, there's some other regions going on as well. CS has already started, I believe, EU as well. Unless they're also having issues. I'm not entirely sure. It's been a bit of a mess. But yeah, do look for the ESL Join Dota channels. We've got red, blue, green and yellow available. So there's plenty of more coverage available for that. In the meantime though, for today, for me, I'm done. So thank you guys very much for watching and see you tomorrow.